Alright, Southern Republic back here with you. As you can see, got a whole bunch of blades on the table. I actually had to purposely go out and dull my knives so that I could make this video on knife sharpening options. I know, sad, right? All my knives are all friggin' sharp as shit, and I had to purposely go out and chop up a piece of wood so that I could dull some of these knives. As you can see, I was cutting the crap out of these so that I could purposely dull these blades so that I could sharpen them for you. Or sharpen them on camera for you, at least anyways. So let's kind of get into it and let's talk about some sharpening options, and then we'll go into some of the philosophy behind sharpening. So there are a lot of sharpening options, and I'm going to specifically talk about 3 that I use on a regular basis, and then I will roll in some footage of some other ones so that you can kind of see some of the other options, because there are just tons of options when it comes to sharpening your knives. These are just 3 that I prefer. So the first one, let me zoom in here so we can talk about it, is this little Smiths Sharpener. It's a little handheld one, fits right in your hand. They're like, I don't know, $6, $7, I don't know, they're like between $6 and $9 depending on where you get them for. I know you can get on Amazon for like $6 or $7. I think I bought this one in a store for like $9, just because it was there when I bought it. You know, it's obviously replaceable. You can take this out and put new bits in it. But this one is just kind of, you know, bare bones. You've got 2 sides. You've got your ceramic side and your carbide side. So from what I remember, if I remember this properly, on the carbide side, you rough out all the nicks and scratches and dings in your blade, and then the ceramic side is where you actually like refine the edge and actually put your sharpen. You actually put the edge on your blade. And there's a lot of different things when it comes to blades and blade sharpness. You know, there's a lot of different variations. There's a lot of different degrees that blades are ground at. So you kind of have to know a little bit about the type of edge that you have and the angle, so you know how much of an edge to put on your blade and at what angle you need to put it on. And that's where you really need to know that when you're using like whetstones or the Japanese dry stones, or, you know, just, you know, you got a flat stone and you're just like scraping along at it. That's kind of why I like these. Like, this is easy. You can throw this in your car. You can throw this in your backpack. Ladies can throw it in their purse. You can tuck it in your pocket, you know, throw it in your cargo pants, cargo shorts. You know, this one has the little ceramic rod on it so that you can sharpen your serrated edges. Obviously that would be your serrations. This would only work for your straight edge. So that's one option. So let me spin back out here. The next one is this guy. This is the Hunter Honer. Yeah, Hunter Honer. Made here in the USA. You can probably see the label right there. This one's kind of cool. It's got 2 carbide rods on it. And you put this on the edge of something. Let me see if I can get something here to use. Use some Torx screws, little box. You put this on the edge and you hold it like so. And then, I'll just put it like that for now. You run your blade across it, both sides, and then you put a nickel in there to hold the, if I get the nickel back up. And this gets put in there and it holds tight. This way these don't move, and you run straight down between the 2. Then you take the nickel out and you run straight down to, you know, to get the edge on it. This is your rough sharpen, and this is your fine sharpening right here. Really cool thing about these is, they're about, you know, 20-25 bucks. They're super flat. This little piece just kind of pops right off. Although I put this thing in there, man, yeah, it ain't coming. All right, so battery died. We're back here. Helps if you plug in your camera every once in a while. So like I was saying, you know, this one is it's a very flat option if you don't get this thing wedged in like I did. Relatively inexpensive. I think I paid like 30 bucks for this one at a gun show. Nice thing about this is you can get phone. Alright, so camera battery died and the phone rang. So let's go ahead and mute the phone so we don't have that problem again. And back to the Hunter Honer. So I really like this one. It's a really good option. The cool thing about these is if any of these edges get dull, you just kind of pull the tip out. Pull the tip out. Keep the comments clean. Actually, you know what? Don't keep the comments clean. Make as many jokes as you can about pulling the tip out. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to be the opposite. No clean comments. Make as many crude and crass comments as you can because it's probably going to be funnier than crap. So go for it. So like I said, if any of these get dull, all you do is, slide the little rod out. Now my mind's in the gutter. And then just, turn it, put it back in. And you're supposed to be able to get like 5,000 sharpenings out of this thing. I mean, that's ridiculous. And really all you need is either a nickel or a quarter, according to their video and their little thing, to put in here when you're doing, when you're running straight down between them. So that's method number 2 that I like. Method number 3 is Spyderco Sharpmaker. This thing is fantastic and worth every freaking penny because literally, I mean, I watched the video that comes with it. You can sharpen like everything with this. And it's like a 30-minute video. I mean, from like the freaking 90s when they actually apparently first came out with this triangle Sharpmaker. And I think it's one of the coolest sharpening kits there are because realistically, after you use it like once or twice, like it's retard proof. Like you would have to be a schmuck not to be able to use this thing. So I really dig it, but like I said, I have all these different blades here and I'm going to sharpen a couple of them using the 3 different methods to kind of give you an idea on how they work and why I like them. And we'll go from there. So let me set up for the first one and we'll be right back. Alrighty, so we're going to kind of sharpen this little cheesy ball knife with this one because I want to use some of the nicer ones on the other. This one, I'm going to talk during this one, and the other ones I'm probably just going to speed up and put some funny music behind. So like I said, you're going to sharpen, you're going to basically get your, set your edge on the, what side you set the edge on the carbide side, and then you finish and polish your edge on the ceramic side. So just kind of hold it down, and obviously you're not going to be sharpening that. So, and you can hear that as it's taking the metal off. So you want to run it through here until that sound basically goes away. And I'm not putting a lot of pressure, I'm just putting a little bit of pressure on it, just to kind of push down and pull back and up because I want to get the tip. So you see as you're pulling back, you're going to follow the curvature of your blade. So as I do it, I put a little bit more pressure. And you hear we're not hearing any grinding or ripping. So we know that we've got most of the metal pulled off. So then we go over to our ceramic side so we can finish our edge. You hear that? Hear the difference? See, now we're pulling metal off again as we're getting the edge refined. And see, it bites into the nail, so you know we're getting a good edge. And then I like to jump back over just to make sure. Oh yeah. Yeah, we definitely got a good edge on that. liking that edge we got. So let me grab a sheet of paper here and let's see what we got. Okay. And it's still biting a little bit. There we go. I kind of suck at this whole paper cutting thing, so it's not the best test. I mean, yeah. Because I bend the paper when I do it. So I like the stab too. Let's see. Get a little bit better edge on there. Funny enough, actually cutting paper is really bad for your edge from what I've read. It really dulls the edge pretty quick. Kind of grind on this a little bit. So let's take a look at that edge. You can kind of see, got some nicks in it. See if we can clean it up just a little bit. There we go, see? Cleaned up that edge a little bit more. I'll get that right up there so you can see it. Nice edge we got going on there. So that's one, and this is a cheap, cheesy knife. I don't even know what this mil spec surgical steel. God only knows what that is. So again, that was kind of just a cheesy, sorry, bumped the camera there. All right, so let's move on to the next method, using the Hunter Honer. And like I said, I'm just gonna kind of set this one up with the camera, and then I'm just gonna fast forward through it as I do it, so you don't need to sit here and listen to me camera on. All right, we'll be right back. All right, so this is the Hunter Honer method. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit more. I want you to be able to see this. So there you go. That's the Hunter Honer method of sharpening. As you can see there, I had a little failure with the nickel. Normally I do this on the edge of my dresser in my bedroom at night. After I've used my knives, I'll just give it a couple quick runs just to bring back any edge that I may have dulled up during the day. On this surface, I had to go bust out a quarter. Back to knife sharpening. All right, so that's the Hunter Honer method. So we've looked at two of the three methods I like so far. The third is going to be the Spyderco Sharpmaker. So let me get that set up and I'll be right back with you. All right, so this is the Spyderco Sharpmaker. Obviously I've got a little bit of a glare here from how I have my light set up today. But it's a really compact, nice, neat little thing. It's easy to carry, throw in a bag. When you go camping, go hunting, you know, have in your bug out bag. It doesn't take up a whole lot of weight or a whole lot of room. The lid comes off. I have the lid off already. And you've got a couple of things in here. You've got two of your carbide stones, and you've got two of your ceramic stones, and you've got two pieces of metal. So this thing is actually really kind of cool. Let me flip this over here. No, that doesn't really matter. So you've got two sides. One side, this side, is a 40-degree angle, and this side is a 30-degree back bevel. So when you're sharpening with the Spyderco Sharpmaker, most knives, and I'm going to sharpen this one today, my Griptilian. This is my favorite model for the Griptilian, is the, what's this one? This is the 550 with the Spyderco style hole. I love this. I love the sheep's foot blade that they have, and I actually do like Benchmade serration, so the the half and half on this one. This is the full-size Griptilian with the tan handle. So I love this one. I use it a lot. Right now, it's pretty dull because I haven't really sharpened it lately because I haven't been carrying it that much. So I'm trying to carry a lot of the new blades that I've been getting so that I could get reviews out. This one will be reviewed very soon, probably in the next few days. You'll get a review on this one. So, but let's talk about sharpening. So on most knives, you have, on a convex edge, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see the edge on this. See how it's grounded on both sides? It's called a convex edge, I believe. And what it is the average convex edge has a 30 to 40 degree angle on it. And to bring back, you know, when you're sharpening a knife, what you're doing is you're actually making the edge shorter and shorter every time. So sometimes you actually have to go and you have to grind down more of the edge to bring the sharpness back to an original blade, to a blade that's older. So on the Sharpmaker, you've got the 40 degree angle, which is what you're going to use most of the time, but every fourth or fifth sharpening, you're going to be using the 30 degree back bevel side so that you can regrind that V so that you can get it back to that narrow, because as you start grinding, that V starts to do this basically. Then you need to regrind it so that you get that point back, and then every time you grind it starts to do this and you have to bring it back. That's the best way I can explain it. Not an expert on knife grinding. I will never claim to be. I've learned so far what seems to work and what doesn't work for me, and I'm just going to kind of give you my advice, and you're just going to have to go with what you think works for you. But of all the things we've talked about, this Sharpmaker really is the best of the three, in my opinion. If you want to spend about 50 bucks, I mean, it's really not that expensive. There's a lot more sharpening systems out there that are much more expensive. You look like the Japanese king stones, you can spend upwards of $100 to $200 just on a stone to sharpen with. Then you have to get your slides for it and all that other stuff, and you know, the things that you clamp your blade into, that, you know, that set the edge angle for you and all that good crap. So I mean, those can be really expensive. I think this is a very inexpensive, very economical and affordable sharpening system, and honestly I think one of the best ones on the market for most guys. So basically, like I said, you're going to be setting your edge with this, and you're going to be polishing it with this. And if you watch the DVD that comes with it, Sal Glesser, the founder and president of Spyderco, he talks about you can put a great rough edge on a knife with just the two black rods. But if you go to the black rods, then you go to the white rods, what you're going to do is you're going to get that hair-popping, scary sharp edge every time. So basically, there's two sides, the two things you have to do with each one. The first side is you're going to set it where the points are facing each other. It doesn't matter which point you use. And then after you do it 10 or 15 times that way, then you're going to turn them so that they're like this, and you're going to run down the flat surfaces. And then you're going to switch to your ceramic rods, and you're going to run them like this, and then you're going to turn and run them like this. So I'm going to get set up, and then we'll be back with you once I get set up so I can show you how this works, and let's get it going. Alright, so there we go. We got some nice sharpened knives. We've got some couple different sharpening options from it. We got the Smiths, the Hunter Honer, we got the Spyderco Sharpmaker. I got some nice sharp knives now. I sharpen these bad boys up. Gotta love it. Only in Arizona, boys. Well, in some other states, but specifically in Arizona. It's like, I know some of y'all can't have autos, and that sucks for you. But for me, oh. Sucks to be you if you can't have autos. And no, these are not Microtechs, they're Microtech knockoffs. Alright, as always, Semper Fi, have a good day.